Hello everyone, and welcome to the final announcement and farewell of the online teaching certificate. Before I begin my final announcement, I wanted to share a few thoughts with you. As I interacted with you and was your facilitator, my interaction and my everything I did is based on my learning, on my research, and on my experience. Hopefully most of it worked well for you. Some might have not. Take what you have learned from this experience and implement that in your classroom. Were there things I could have done that could have made your experience a lot better, a lot more enjoyable? If that's the case, implement that in your classroom. Let your students benefit from this experience. This experience isn't just about learning new strategies, but it's also learning about what's it like to be a participant in a completely 100% online learning environment. So we're going to talk about some of the takeaway. We talked about engagement, the importance of engaging with students, and as you create activities, not just student to content or student to faculty, but student to students. This is extremely important. Some of them, yes, are going to complain. That's what they do, some of them. But it is important for their overall learning. So engagement also does not mean you're connected to your computer all the time, but yet your students feel your presence. They know you're there. Course design. We talked about how important course design and syllabus, so students, when they're looking at the material, regardless of the time, day and night, they can find the information. Unlike face-to-face, you're not there to answer questions immediately. The three presence: teaching, social, and cognitive. As you balance, when is your social presence, when is your teaching presence, you're going to come up with strategies that's going to be time-saving and as well make your students feel you have just been there. Create some of these strategies that students don't feel this was a class designed a few years ago and it's just been copied from term to term. ADA compliance. Some of this gives students the most overwhelming feeling. There's a lot to be done. Do what absolutely has to be done now. Ensure that your new content are created with accessibility in mind, and then work on things as they come up. Balance workload and family. It's okay to say, I don't connect to my computer on the weekend, as long as you tell your students that. One of the participants said, if you send an email or an inquiry on a Friday afternoon, expect an answer by Tuesday afternoon. That's okay. Students know that. If then she ends up connecting to her computer and send an answer over the weekend or earlier than that, that's an extra bonus. But the norm will be on Tuesday. Some of week 9, you came up with great strategies on being flexible without overwhelming yourself. Remember that some students mistake the learning anytime and anywhere with learning all the time and everywhere. I talked a lot over the last several weeks about self-care, about taking care of you. So you are a very important component of online teaching. So do not forget the you in the formula. So it doesn't mean you completely disconnect from the course. I reviewed a course where a faculty did not step a foot for over 6 weeks. That's not self-care. That's neglect. Look for strategies that help you do things better. Learn to work smarter, not harder. Networking, extremely important for you as a faculty and for your students. Create some of these strategies and some of these lessons and assignment where students are forced to interact with each other. Trust me, isolation is a thing for you and for your students. Human interaction. We are social beings. So add a synchronous session. If you don't have a weekly synchronous session, that's okay. Before a major test, before a major assignment, where it's an hour, students can come in and ask questions. If you find, for me that work, where students have to send the question in advance, that make them listen to the material, understand it, and then only have what they didn't understand. Whether the course is online or any format, we've all had the students that come to office hours, whether it's brick and mortar or online. I'm having issues. What is it you're having problem? Everything. Everything is not an answer. Everything means they didn't take the time to learn the material. Share the joys and the struggles of teaching online. There's a lot of joys in teaching online, but there's a lot of struggles as well. Share your strategies. Maybe a colleagues have strategies that maybe you don't use 100%, but you modify it to fit you. Share those. As I come to the end, really has been a pleasure having you the last few weeks. I wish you the best of luck in your professional learning as you continue to become one of the great online instructors. You all have my emails. If I can be of help, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I wish you the best of luck. This is your facilitator, Arifa Garman.